Hey guys, we're coming at you with week 6. You'll also notice Jason's back and I have a head. So we're starting off good. We're going to go through 3 rounds. The third round won't have a third activity. So 2 rounds of 3 exercises, and then the last one we'll go back through the first 2 and not the third one again. So start on a mat. I put a towel down to be kind to our knees. So first thing, we're just going to do this the first time. Go chin to the chest, roll down, and just try to bring like the forehead down to the mat. I bring my arms back behind me, and then roll back up, all the way back up, and then chin up to the ceiling, open up the chest, pull the shoulders back. So go through 3 of those. Chin to the chest, roll down, arms back, roll up, chin goes up, pull the shoulders back. This should feel good. It stretches out everything in the ribs. Head down. Exhale, open up, expand the diaphragm. Good. All right, once you're done with there, we'll get started. So picking up the right foot, I'm gonna get up on my toes just to have a little more balance. So mobility for the hip, bringing that foot around and just coming straight up. So spine stays straight up and down, knee goes back down, right knee joins it again. So go through 8 of those. Right leg, vertical, left knee down, right leg comes around. So you're just kind of starting to open up that hip, put weight in the joints. Good. Flat foot. Imagine you have that string attached to the top of your head and it's just pulling you straight up. Little shift side to side. So try to keep, as in no shift side to side. Once you're done with those 8, let's say that's our last one. World's greatest stretch. So just stay here. Forward reach with the fingertips. Full reach back with the head. With the fingertips, head, chin, everything. Go through 5 of these. One more. It's windy. Blame it on the wind. All right, then go back through those 2 things on the other side. So now left leg, same idea. 8 of these. First couple are always kind of wobbly. You're trying to figure out where the center of gravity should be, how to account for all these moving parts. Exhale on the up so you get a little bit of power from the breath out. Flat foot lands every time, flat foot picks up every time, so more effort in the hip, less help from the calf. Last one?
That's 6.
Going to 8. Last one. Same idea on this side, 5 of these forward reaches. Open up the chest, reach back. Ooh, so building on what we did earlier when we were just knees down, same range of motion, should just feel like it's a wobblier. 5 of those guys. Good, and then you're right back down. So this time we're gonna go bent knee plank. So arms are straight, basically just knee is stacked underneath the hip, and then just pick the knees an inch off the ground. So imagine there's a dot between where the knees are, and you're alternating, tapping the left knee there, tapping the right knee there. So if your knees had like a stick between them, they would, basically the hips are staying aligned where the knees are not coming in and out. I'm not just tapping the knee in, I'm rotating the whole half of the lower body. So go through 10 of those each way. Should feel like it's work for the abs. Then we're going to side plank. So one arm down, and you can either go straight arm or bent arm. Bent arm takes off a little bit of work from the shoulder, but you'll feel it a little bit more in the abs. So imagine you're just doing this like karate chop, toe to the fingertips. Don't let the spine move. So you're not crunching everything in. You're just isolating that movement to the hip and the shoulder. Go through 10 of those. And then you'll do the exact same thing on the other side. Shot. What are the odds that we don't hit each other? I may be headless now at this point. I may have gone off screen.
We're all there.
Okay. It is windy. This gives you a little element of difficulty. All right, so
hamstrings give me enough difficulty.
all right, so 10 of each of those, and then we'll go back to the knees. So this time, rather than stepping straight out in front, you're just stepping slightly off to the side. So whereas that right foot would land right in front, now it's just opening up a little bit. So 8 of those, wide step, a little shift in the weight, but spine still stays straight up and down. 8 of those. Check that toe doesn't rotate out. Anytime we move out to the side, that toe wants to help give you kind of a sturdier balance. Make sure that foot's still parallel. Shoulders are even, so there's never rotation towards that foot. There's never a lean. This rectangle is staying really squared off. 8 of those guys. Once you're done there, stay up there with that wide step. Arms overhead, so it's like a streamline pose. Sink down into the lunge, and you're just doing a big lean to the right, big lean to the left. Do 5 each way. And that should feel like a big stretch. Aw, like synchronized swimmers. And then same thing on the other side. Acting like it's windy, but my post-it note hasn't blown away yet. Wide step, shift the weight, vertical, both knees down. Keep the chest open. Keep the lower back engaged so the tailbone's not tucking under. But you're also not doing this like funky hip dump, so keep everything in line. 8 of those, and then stay up, streamline, lean away. Bend the knees so you feel like the hips can kind of move in the opposite direction that you're leaning. You should feel it open up the front of the hip. All right, then back down, hands down. Knees are just slightly elevated. This time, rather than just tapping the knee, try to tap the hip. So a bigger rotation. Back to neutral. Tap the hip, back to neutral. Tap the hip. Each way, so it's still 20 total. You should feel like the obliques getting stretched out and getting pulled to bring you back around. Movement in the shoulders, movement in the elbows. Once you're done there, onto side plank. So last time we were doing side plank. You're only doing 2 rounds of that, guy. Side plank, this time like you're doing like jumping jack, you just have the arm go out to the side, leg follows. So again, imagine you have a wall in front of you, wall behind you, and you're just doing 10 of those pretty quick. Up, back down, up. Go through 10. Same thing on the other side. Smooth switcheroo. We had a collision. All right, 3rd round. Only doing 2 things. So the stand-ups with the spinal leans, and then the plank with the rotation. So, first round was here, right in front. Second round was wide, but still parallel. Third round is wide and turned out. So, that leg comes out to the side. I don't rotate towards it. I stay squared off. Shift the weight over to that leg. Stand up. Knee down. Return. Toe out. Stand up. Knee down. Return. Whoa. If you have a mirror at home, this is a really good one to use a mirror with. So that you can check. As you start to fatigue, your body wants to be efficient, and will try to put more weight over your new step, so that your center of gravity can be closer over here rather than over here. It helps to lean over. You're trying to make it less efficient. So stay up in that position.
Oh, yeah.
Right leg turned out. You're up off that back heel. You're gonna bend the knee, rotate towards the right, come back to neutral. Bend the knee, rotate right, back to neutral. Go through 5 of those. That should feel really wobbly. Or it just feels wobbly for me. And then those same things on the other side. Back to both knees down. Left leg's your mover now. Open it up, but don't let anything else turn towards it. Stand up, right knee down. Left knee goes too.
Much harder on that side.
As with all exercises, one of these sides will probably feel easier or stronger. If it feels easier, it doesn't necessarily mean that one leg is stronger. Maybe you have more available movement in that hip, or that you've always favored that foot, so you just generally have better balance, but maybe not necessarily more muscle. Then the knee twist, back to neutral. And this side feels easier for me.
And I'm falling over.
Ugh, so too soon. All right, last thing you're doing. Back down, hands down, knees bent. So much harder here. Elevating that leg and rotating it out. That would be level 1. Level 2 would be to bring the hip all the way down to the ground. This leg's just kind of hovering. So go through 10 of those on each side. Twist, heel taps, hip taps, heel stays elevated. Hips stay low, so when you come back to neutral, knees are still just 1 inch off the ground. Try to not come up. This is resting. This is harder. Go through 20 of those. I think I did 20. And that's it. You should be done. 3 rounds.
Peace.
We're out, week 6.